My tolerance for bullshit when it comes to dating is smaller than my waist. And I work out 6 days a week, okay? I'm snatched as fuck. I am no longer giving girlfriend treatment to men who don't claim me, okay? I'm running a very strict program and I actually have levels they have to pass to access certain parts of me. I downloaded Hinge last night. So I put in my profile, skip the small talk, plan a date, we'll talk there. I give them 1 day to plan the date. If they don't plan a date by the end of the day, unmatched. So I downloaded it last night and I already have my first date. He asked me a question. He said, how long have you been in Cleveland? I didn't respond. That's information you get out of me on a proper date. He picked up on it and he said, or we can talk about this on our date tomorrow. So I hearted that. And then I responded, let me know the plans by noon. Today's Monday, the day of the date. It's 2 p.m. and I haven't heard from him. Guess who's not going on a date? Me. Because I told him, let me know the plans by noon. And he hasn't. So I will be unmatching and moving on. This is how strict we're being with our time and our energy. We're noticing red flags early on. If he doesn't have the respect to simply let me know by noon what the plans are, he's not the person for me. Because my husband is thoughtful, he's considerate, he's polite, he has manners, he's chivalrous, he respects me and my time, he has strong communication skills, and he shows up consistently. And the second that somebody shows me that they're not there, it's the end of that. No hard feelings, you're just not my husband. And that's as simple as it is. Might have the app deleted by tonight, or my new levels system might work. We'll just have to see. Stay tuned.
If you are a man who needs to speak to me and I don't know you, I need you to find a tiny piece of stationery and I need you to write your itty bitty little message with as few words as possible. Then I need you to fold your little stationery into a tiny little aerodynamic airplane and slowly release it into my direct path. If I catch it from the air and read it, we'll probably get married. And if not, then just direct your question to another man. That's correct. Thank you.
You know, because guys are so much in their princess era right now that I feel like when I go out with a guy that I need to show up with flowers and I need to open his car door and I need to put my hand on his waist when he's walking through the restaurant door. Like, anything for you, princess.
You know, when people push back at the argument, like, if he wanted to, he would, and their pushback is always like, well, I wanted to and I didn't, so it's the same thing that for him. I can't help but just roll my eyes. And men and women are just like, we're not the same. We don't have the same roles. If you want to be those 50-50 women, then yeah, if he wanted to, he would still applies to you. If you wanted to, you would as well. But the if he wanted to, he would advice is for girls that like that type of relationship dynamic where the man takes the lead, where the man handles things, where the man takes initiative, where the man is the leader. That's who that advice is for. And the reason people say this advice is because when a man likes something and a man wants something, there is nothing you can do to stop it. Heaven and hell cannot get in between what that man wants and him getting it. So yeah, if he wanted to, he would do all those things if he wanted it, if he desired it. But again, that's for the kinds of girls and men who follow those types of relationship dynamics. If you want like one of those relationships where you both equally do all the same roles, that if he wanted to, he would. Logic and advice it doesn't apply here. And yet those are the loudest ones getting so upset about it.
I'm tucked in yet again, but I have some thoughts. I went out tonight and I haven't been out in a minute, especially in like a young bar, you know, like I feel like there was a lot of college kids at the bar I was at, and it was so interesting to me. Like, I went to the bar to get my friend and I drinks. I was holding 2 very full drinks trying to go through like a very packed bar. And I was being so nice. I was like, oh, excuse me, like, right behind you. Like, excuse me, can I scooch behind you? And, like, these men would, like, turn around and look at me like, I'm like, what? Like, what am I possibly doing to you? And I'm not saying that, like, when I was younger, men would, like, move out of my way. But, like, they kind of would. Like, I'd get some flack from girls. But, like, no, all the girlies were moving out of the way, being like, oh, my God, excuse me. The guys were divas. Who are these divas? Where are gentlemen at? Also, don't get me started on the man that stole my seat at the burlesque show. Literally looked in the eyes and said, no, I'll be sitting there. Okay, diva.
Here's the thing about having standards for dating. Everyone's standards are going to look different. Things that I am willing to tolerate are going to be so different than another person. I'm sure there's a Venn diagram of a lot of overlaps between people. Like, most people want to be treated with kindness and respect. Most people want to have fun on dates and all of that. But for example, some girls are out here saying they won't go on a date without having the guy send them an Uber to get to the date. That's their prerogative. Is that my choice? No, but I'm not going to judge them. That's their choice. That's their standard. That's totally fine. Everyone's going to have different standards. So if I post something that's my standard, you don't need to agree with it. at all. You don't need to co-sign it, sign off on it. That's fine. But I don't think you should be bullying me about it. It's very healthy to accept that we all operate through life differently. Some people vote a certain way. Some people vote another way. Some people like this show. Some people like another show and don't like that show. That's just how life works. We're all allowed to be different. And if you don't like someone's dating standards, don't implement them into your life. It's really that simple.
Men really do be saying the darndest things. This guy I used to see worked in med sales while all of his friends, or as he called them, his bros, did not work regular office jobs. Like they worked at the airport in construction or as bartenders. And he really loved that because when he hung out with his bros, he could totally shut his brain off and not talk about work because they could never fully comprehend what it is he did for work. When he told me this, in my mind I was like, okay, so you think you're better than your friends. And I just couldn't believe he would say something like that about the people closest to him. And it was in that moment I decided to never see him again. Yeah.
I do not think men realize or understand how much effort and energy and preparation a woman will go through before seeing a man. Like everything shower, brushing our teeth 5 fucking times, skincare, sometimes a full face of makeup, sometimes not. Natural look is fine too. And then a man cancels on the girl. Like, do y'all not fucking care? Like, women will go through so much fucking shit before seeing a man just to get canceled on. And I tell myself if that happens to me, okay, I did an everything shower for myself. I'm extra clean. My face is glowing. But it's so irritating. And I think this is one of the reasons why there's a male lonely epidemic. Stop making plans with women if you have no intention of actually going through with the plans. Women go through a lot of shit before seeing a man. Like, a lot of us are not like bums and lazy. Like, we make sure our whole body smells like vanilla and coconut. Like, hello?
Do you have any idea how many men I've ghosted simply based off of one specific response that I get that pisses me the fuck off? Like, if you're planning when to meet up or hang out or a date or whatever it is, and you say something like, what do you want to do? And they say, up to you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. So it doesn't matter if you never hear from me again, because that's what's happening right now. What do you expect us to say to that? Like, oh my God, don't worry, Pookie. Actually, I had a full date planned already. I got your mom to lay out an outfit for you. Put it on your bed. Pick you up at 8. That's what they expect from us. No, you're not getting it from me.
Next dude that I meet that don't want to take me out on a proper date, but wants me to pull up to his house, I'm robbing him. Yeah, I'm robbing him. I'm about to teach his ass a lesson about having strangers at your place of residence. Are you kidding me? You don't want to pay $20 for my meal and get to know me a little bit, but you want me to come and chill at your house for the free? Oh, I'm leaving with something. Yeah, believe that.
Why are guys so afraid to plan a date? And I don't want to say, oh, they're just being lazy. I really feel like it might be like they're scared and they don't want to scare her away with what they actually want to do. But like, you can't go wrong with, I'm not going to say the movies, because the movies for the first night is kind of like, but you know, a dinner spot that you've seen on Instagram or a dinner spot that you always wanted to try, take her there. Like, that's so simple, that's so easy, and you can have great conversation. Or even, I always tell people, if you don't even know if you like this person for real or if the vibes are there, go to a coffee shop. You'll learn everything you know within like 30 minutes if you actually want to take this person serious and you don't want to spend a bag on her because you don't know what her intentions are. Like, okay.
My best dating advice to anyone, no matter how you look, how old you are, if you're dating men, be mean. Act like you don't want. Show them the least amount of attention as possible. Like, this sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, right? But the more that you act like you don't want to do, the more that he wants you. Especially if you're like overly attracted to this man. Like, you've been on him, you've been planning on that, you need that, you want that, you gotta have that. Act like you don't like that man.
Men are so dumb. Women can literally drop hints every day for weeks, months, and years, and men still wouldn't get it. I hope this got your attention, because guess what? Men are not mind readers. They are simple-minded, not dumb. Simple-minded meaning they like to think of things point A to point B in a straight line versus women who like to go from point A, do a somersault, backflip, back handspring, cartwheel, loop-de-loop around point B, another back handspring, then land on point B. Stop expecting men to be mind readers, because the risk of misunderstanding always outweighs the benefits of trying to interpret those hints. And this goes for anyone. If you're not grown enough to communicate like an adult, then you're not grown enough to be in a relationship. Remember, point A, point B, straight line, efficient.
I always find it so comical that men say women are so confusing and they really don't know what we want, but there's been play-by-play tutorials for them. Rom-coms have been going on for centuries. Do you know how many romance books are out there? And it's all written by women. There's a reason that these movies sell out. There's a reason these books sell out. All these rom-coms that we look up to, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, The Notebook, 10 Things I Hate About You. If you just were to sit down and like watch the whole dynamic of how men yearn for women, it's truly what we want. And men still are sitting here twiddling their thumbs going, I don't know, like they're just so confusing, I don't know. Yo, it's literally right there in front of you. You got the blueprint right in front of you, bruv. It does require to put a little bit of effort and let your ego down a little bit, which I think men kind of don't want to do.
You want to know what the main problem is dating in 2025? All the men are little girls. Little girls. They're so butthurt from the smallest things. Like, I got hit up last night at 8:40 at night to come over, eat food, and watch a movie or something. And I said no. First of all, I was busy. Second of all, even if I wasn't busy, it's almost 9 o'clock at night. It's my bedtime. That's just not something that we do. Ladies, take note. He texted me today and said, hey, I just want to let you know I've been thinking about it. I'm all good. I don't want to see you anymore. Good riddance, sir.
I would way rather be single than sitting there teaching a man how to be one. I'm not your mum, I'm not your life coach, and I'm not going to beg for basic respect. If I have to explain loyalty, effort, and consistency, you're already not it. Because the right man doesn't need a manual and he doesn't need reminders to show up properly. And I'm definitely not lowering myself just to keep someone who's half there. I would way rather have my peace than a relationship that feels like a responsibility. So no, I'm not asking you to step up. You either are or I'm gone.
A man who expects you to sleep with them on the first date because they have paid £5 for a drink or a coffee is embarrassing. They are basically telling you that they are too broke to pay for a working girl, so they expect you, a girlie that works a 9 to 5, to become a working girl because they are too broke to pay for a guarantee of what they want. Besties, please start laughing in these men's faces when they expect you to sleep with them just because they bought you a drink or paid for dinner. Just look at it and think, this is embarrassing. Or failing that, just start crop dusting these men. That'll soon get them away. Anyway, thanks in advance and sharing for awareness.
As someone who's manifesting her dream man, these are some things I would never do. Number one, I would never make the first move. There's a lot of noise on the internet at the moment about girls dating and not being afraid to approach men first, but this is what men are actually supposed to do. If he can't even chase you or make the first move, doesn't that tell you everything that you need to know about his character? He's not going to be able to take the lead in the relationship if he can't even take it in approaching you first. And also, the highest version of you knows that when something is meant for you, it will come to you. You don't need to go chasing it. Number two, I'll never entertain something that isn't exactly what I want and more. If it's not meeting up to my standards straight away, it's never going to. I cut it off and I move on. In saying no to anything that I don't want, I trust that the universe is going to rise to meet me and bring me the person of my dreams. Number 3 is if he asks me out for coffee, the answer is always no. I am a high effort, high providing woman, and I know that about myself, so why would I accept less effort from somebody else? Again, that just shows me what I can expect for the remainder of the relationship. And some people online will be like, well, a coffee's okay. Maybe sometimes you won't actually like the person and it's a good way to get to know them. I'm sorry, the answer is no. To get a seat at the table with me is going to cost you. Personally, I think we are giving way too many chances to these guys. I hope it helps you raise your standards.
Someone explained to me why men want to be princesses in 2026. I matched with a guy on Hinge recently, and his very first message was, "What day are you free for drinks?" I was like, okay, we love a man that takes initiative to plan the date. So I said Thursday or Friday. And he responded saying, time and place for Friday. Does that sound good? And I was like, yeah, that works. And then he gave me his number. I immediately didn't love that because you're the man. You text me. Why are you making me text you? But at the same time, I could appreciate that he did take the initiative to plan the date. So I was like, okay, I'll text him, but I was wondering why he wasn't really making any conversation. On Tuesday, I texted him my name, and I said, hi, it's Mina. And he responded with his name - Hinge. Why are you texting me your name? I texted you. I know who you are. Also, why are you still not making any conversation? I didn't love that, and I thought that was weird. So I gave it one more try, and I kind of made a joke about it, and I was like, oh, is Hinge your last name? And he responded a day later saying, of course, LOL, and then told me his last name. So at this point, it's Thursday. You still have not made any conversation and haven't mentioned going out again. So at this point, like, as far as I'm concerned, we're not going out because I don't go on dates if you don't confirm the day of. So Friday rolls around, still haven't heard from him all day, and it's 8 p.m. I'm chilling at home, fully assuming we're not going on this date because you clearly don't want to talk to me. And then I get a text from him saying, running 10 minutes behind. To where? To what? I'm not coming out. So I said, oh, I didn't think we were on because I hadn't heard from you. And here's what he said to that. Shouldn't have to confirm plans we already made. You could have confirmed as well. Okay, male baddies, come to the front, show yourselves. To that, I just responded, take care, princess. And he did not like that. He immediately got mad and went off on me with a response that's giving very incel ? I don't know. But all this to say, yeah, big princess energy. This is why we are cooked.
There will never be a correct response to a man ever. Let me explain. As women, we are always put in a position where if we respond in a way that men do not deem as appropriate, it is always going to be put as if we're being rude, we're being selfish, we're being self-centered, we're being narcissistic. And I'll give you an example. If a man gives you a compliment and you are not receptive to that compliment, let's say it's a weird fucking man, okay? And he's just randomly giving you a compliment and you decide, I don't feel like responding to this, okay? He is then going to go ahead and bash you because you did not receive the compliment the way that he wanted you to receive it, okay? I'm saying all of this to say, as women, we are expected to be this perfect head to toe and outwardly like feminine and perfect. And when you're not that way, men will come at you and they will almost like nag you for it, okay? Because you didn't give into their ego. You didn't give into them the way that they wanted you to respond to this. So to this, I say, you are not entitled, like this to men, you are not entitled to us being nice to you. at all. In fact, I say don't be nice to men, and there's a fucking reason for that. You're too nice, and if you're too nice, you're coming on to them. If you're not nice enough, you're fucking rude. If you don't respond to their compliment, then you're self-centered. Like, there's never going to be an appropriate response. And the moment that you accept this, the moment that you're like, okay, no matter what I say in this situation, it's going to be misconstrued. It's not going to be the answer that he wants, unless the answer is something that feeds his ego. Okay, unless it feeds his ego, it's never going to be the right response. So stop muting yourself. Stop limiting what you actually feel. If you're uncomfortable, say that. If you don't want to respond to that compliment, you don't fucking have to. If he buys you something and he's expecting something from it, you don't have to do that. That's what you guys aren't understanding. You guys, a lot of you are like, well, if he takes me to dinner or if he buys me something, he's going to expect something of me. Okay, and we expect things from men all the fucking time, and they don't do it. And they're never apologetic about it. That's what your guys not understanding. So do the same thing. You do not need to be apologetic about not responding in a way that's going to be always misconstrued. Okay? You're welcome.